Okay, so in the previous video we styled the newsletter division. So now we're going to go ahead and style the next division, which we had called originally offerings, which I thought was a really cruddy name. So I'm going to change the ID from offerings to services, which makes more sense to me. So that's going to be the first change that we make to what I think it was video 2 in which we did that. The other thing that I realized is we didn't put the anchor tags on these. These are supposed to be clickable links that take me to the particular service that's being sold. So I do need to add the anchor tags on. So inside my services division, I've got my container class that floats everything and constrains the page width. And then I've got 4 icon classes, and each of these has an image in it, and those images should be wrapped in anchor tags. So I should have anchor hypertext reference, and then after the text that I want to include with the picture, I should have my close anchor tag. So I'm going to pull through here and add those anchor tags in really quickly. So close this anchor and put an anchor tag around the next image, href equals, and then close that anchor, and come here, anchor href, and I'm not going to actually put web addresses because I haven't made any of these pages, so just dummy links for right now. But we could certainly create content that we needed if we had to. That goes there, that goes there. Did I break something? Yes, right there. That's not closing. There we go. Okay, so currently the issue right now is that we would like smaller icons. We have really large icons. In fact, we have 4 of them, and we'd like to scale those down. So my first step is just going to be to go ahead and scale them down in the style sheet. So I'm going to say these icon divisions, each of which holds a picture, because there's 4 of them, I'll give each one of those 25% of the page width. So I'm going to go /*, we're going to style the services division, close that hidden tag, and then we're going to say, hey, div.icons. If you're one of the icon divisions, we want your width to be 25% of the available space. And we're going to save that, and then come over here and take a look, and we see that the divisions are now 25% of the available space, but they're stacked on top of each other. And we want is for them to lay across the page. So we're going to tell each division to float left. So if the first ones float left, the others will pull up inside, and as each one floats left, they'll pull up, the 25% will pull up and fill in the space until we filled in the whole 100%. So we're going to take the icon division, we're going to say, let's float you to the left. So doing that should pull everything up into a row. And I'm going to look at this and say, well, those are a little bit big for me. The pictures are filling the images are filling the entire 25% of the space available. I'd like to cut them down to maybe 50% of their current size. So what I'm going to do is go and say, hey, if you are a div.icons, if you are in the icons division and you are an image tag, I want you to behave a very specific way. I want you to be 50%, width, 50% of the available space. And what we're going to see is it's going to introduce some issues for us. So I'm going to hit save, and my pictures are much smaller now. They're 50% of the 1/4 of the space that was allotted to each division, but now my words that I want to click, instead of being centered below my images, they are off to the side, and my images are left aligned inside the division. So there's a way that we can deal with this. What we can do is tell each of these images to act like they are an inline or inline. We can tell them to act like a block level element is what we can do. We can say, hey, act like a block level element, because block level elements have a line break that comes after them. So if you act like a block level element, then we can use margin auto to center you, and the text that's off to the side will kick down below that object. So I'm going to go here and say, hey, if you are an image in the icons in one of the icons divisions, we want you to display as if you were a block level element. We want you to have that line break after you. So if I save that, you'll see that immediately fixes the issue of the text off to the side. But now we need to center those images so that they're centered over top of the words. The text is already centered. So we'll just come in here and we'll set the margins to auto. We could explicitly go margin left, margin right. That's really the margins that we need set to auto more than anything. But margin auto will give us what we need in this particular case. And then I think I don't like the links being blue here. I actually think I prefer them to be black. So I'm going to go ahead and make that change. It's just a personal preference. So div dot icons. If you're in an icons division and you are an anchor tag, I want your color to be black. Let's see how that looks. That looks better to me, and I wonder what it would look like if we did a text transform. Text transform. If we transformed it to uppercase, I wonder if that would look all right. Let's take a peek, see what we think. And maybe even a little bit bolder than it is. Font weight bold. Let's try bolder. See how that looks. And refresh that. And I think I like that better. I think I wish there was a little bit of more space between the icon and the words. So maybe just a touch of padding on the bottom of the icon images. Let's see if we put padding at just about the 5 pixel mark maybe, and see what that looks like. I like that right there. So we'll call this a wrap on the services division.